It is here, Choujin X chapter 34. Happy chapter day, y'all. Now, this one was very much a visual experience, very reminiscent of the second chapter where we had the Ellie and Chandra chase, right? And I just gotta say, Sui ISHIDA is the living version of SATO because, bruh, if I was a child, I would have nightmares reading this, let alone watching it in anime form. Like, take a Scooby-Doo chase mixed with Courage the Cowardly Dog, put that on acid, and then you got this chapter right here. And throughout this chapter, we got to see variations of the powers held by Zora, but it mainly seems like she's able to manipulate things. Like, she turned those worshippers into some sort of skeletal dogs, and we've seen her use telekinesis a bunch of times, as well as change entire environments, or at least give a select few an illusion of a new environment. And although it seems as if the gang has escaped so far, it looks like Tokyo may have received the mark of the beast. But even so, I feel like the most intriguing thing to me in this chapter was Zora, just coming from the cover art alone. Like, although throughout this chapter we see her going insane, she's blitzing our main three, regardless of all that, the cover art just makes you sympathize with her. It looks as if she's sitting on top of a tombstone. You can see that her legs have been cut off, but rather than this being a memorial to her, it looks more like it's a celebration of her demise, you know, more like a slander towards her. You could see it says, "Go read your Bible to your dog," which is some of the most disrespectful things I've ever heard. Like, bruh, this makes me think of one person only, and that is QUEEM. This makes me even more hungry for a backstory on the war in general, but still with Zora, because I don't know if this current version of her is the anti-version, similar to like an anti-Christ, because we're first introduced to her as a nun, but now she's talking about marks of the beast. And I also wonder if it's her Choujin ability itself, her carrying it for so long, which has made her turn corrupt, thus also making her form a new identity. Another possibility is that Yamato Mori is corrupted from an executive level. Now let me get into my theory bag, bro. I had to write this down. It may be possible that Yamato Mori is facing the same fate that the Gilded Choujin Corps did back when QUEEM began an internal rebellion and seized control. Once in control of the Choujin Corps, QUEEM united the surrounding countries, then waged a war in an attempt to spread his ideology, which is likely something along the lines of Choujin superiority, being that Great Gilta is known as the nation of the Choujin. Now, earlier I tied QUEEM to the phrase written on the memorial, "Read your Bible to your dog," because in the lore it has been established that QUEEM was someone who despised God, which is something that is very different from not believing in God. In fact, there is a quote by QUEEM where he acknowledges God and states, "In actuality, God has provisioned man but with one emotion, the ability to sense when another may be a threat, that is to say, fear." This may be the core to QUEEM's hatred of God, as well as the foundation of his actions, as it is possible that Choujin throughout history were demonized or feared by humanity. However, the person I suspect who may be attached to QUEEM or his ideals is Master MADO, or at least the one I believe to be Master MADO. By looking at images of Zora throughout history, you can see that she had both of her legs all throughout the war, even up to the point when she was ostracized from Yamato Mori, meaning that the picture we have of her from the cover art must have been from the period of the time when she was forced out of Yamato Mori. You can also see that her non-illusionary Choujin form doesn't have any legs, which would be further evidence that she lost them sometime during her removal from Yamato Mori. It could be possible that Master MADO has been following the footsteps of QUEEM by seizing control of Yamato Mori by stirring internal conflict, as I suspect that MADO initially lied about not seeing the Dark Calamity, which in end resulted in the outcasting of Zora. But once again, man, beautiful chapter, and this was just another example how one piece of art, one picture, can allow you to just spin a bunch of things in your brain. So shout out to Sui ISHIDA, bruh. We ready for next week, bruh. Hopefully he drops another one. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Take care. Thank you.